Hey everybody, if you're like me, then you're like everybody right now who's setting up a garden, who's getting food in the ground, getting seeds in the ground, and wanting to plant smartly. For whether there's food shortages or whether, it's just a tighter season all around. Food in the garden, seeds in the soil are an investment, an insurance plan, something that can lower your bills, they can free up money, they can feed you when you can't afford food, feed you when there isn't food available. So I'm growing seeds that I'm going to have to thin because I'm going to overplant them. And it's like microgreens, it's like sprouts, but if you're growing eat-alls in situ in the garden, you can be going around and thinning, cutting things, harvesting them. My mouth is watering, I'm so excited. And you can build a fun salad as you're going through and growing. And while you're doing this, you're protecting the soil. You are creating moisture holding capacity in the soil by covering it with these microgreens. And you can cut back things when you need them. And as you cut them back, you make room so they can actually grow healthier and bigger. And I've got some eat-alls here. So what do I mean by eat-alls? These are plants that you can eat as seeds, you can eat as sprouts, you can eat as microgreens, and you can eat as full plants. So that's red Aztec spinach. You might have heard of it before. Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds has actually sold my seed. So red Aztec spinach, horizontally, I've done videos on it. You should check those out if you're more interested in it. I've got, of course, Ragged Jack kale. I've got a few seeds of those. And then basil. A lot of people don't think basil is a microgreen. It's a wonderful, tasty microgreen. And then onions. A lot of people don't think about onions and bunching onions as an option, but they are. And then spinach I wanted in the mix. Corsican basil. That first one was dark purple opal basil. You see these? And then we've got another bunching onion because I love the idea of perennial onions. This is the Hishiko bunching. And a lot of these are from Baker Creek because I used to work there. I used to be a spokesperson for them. And of course, a friend sent me this golden shard. And that's an eat-all. And the lettuce that I have here and this shard are the closest things to plain. Everything else, whether it's arugula or it's basil, I got Thai basil here. Actually, Aztec spinach is plain too, but the onions, the basil, all the other different things are spices and flavors. So that you have this salad that doesn't really need a dressing. You can grab a few flowers. Maybe you get a few pods from your radish plants that are going to seed, and you mix it up. And it's fun and new every day. And you get to forage it. It's there ready for you. You can just eat it as you go even. You don't even need a bowl. You don't even need a plate. So it's a lot of fun. And you can overplant. So you don't need to worry about it being, you just use too many seeds. You don't need to worry about it being exactly a science, 1 inch here or 2 inch there, 1 foot there. You can just throw the seeds around and know that if there's too many, I'm going to eat well that day. So this is an area I prepared. It's kind of set up like the keyhole garden style, but minimalistically. So it's access and about opening up the ground as much as possible to just growing food. The only things that are in here right now are arugula along the top. So everything else is open. I'm gonna put some of these down and I'm just gonna throw these around. This actually is another one. I didn't mention this one. This is from my own seed collection. The writing on it is almost worn off. This is strawberry spinach. My sons probably remember strawberry spinach. It's got an insipid berry. So when other things have actually gone to seed, have bolted, gone bitter, the strawberry spinach has a wonderful, wonderful leaf that stays crisp and tasty and they form these berries. So they bolt per se because they're forming berries, but it doesn't affect the leaves. The leaves even get bigger as that happens. So this is a great one, especially to allow a few to go out of the microgreen stage and go on to form their full bunch, and you just cut them and they grow back. You cut them and they grow back. They're a lot of fun. So strawberry spinach, that's something that everyone should do. And then the basil, I really like the opal basil. I like the purple basil. I'm a fan of purple. If you've downloaded my book, you probably quickly realize that. Purple is a big theme in a lot of my books. And so yeah, I'm just sprinkling these around. I'm not like seeing them land. I'm not predicting where they're gonna fall and worried about anything like that. I'm just being really free with it. And you can too. You could probably even do yourself a favor and get a bunch of seeds and go on maybe some place like Johnny Select Seed or another provider that you like and get their sprouting seeds, get their shoot seeds, their tendril seeds. And know that in order to get those seeds, they had to grow out of plant to seed. A lot of plants to seed. So these things go to seed, they grow up. They don't just stay microgreens. So if you want to grow these things yourself, you can grow them in the garden as microgreens and then harvest them and then leave some of them to grow to full plants and harvest those seeds and start it all over again. It's up to you. All right, it's raining a little bit. My phone's waterproof. It's gonna be okay, but the seeds aren't. So I gotta hurry up here before the rain really kicks in. But it's actually a great thing because the rain's gonna water these seeds in. Not like they're gonna be like planted by it. These are all surface sown, but they're gonna nestle them in with that water. They're gonna wet them and connect them to the soil in a way that's gonna allow the microbiology to connect. And also as they put their roots down, they're gonna be water philically connected to that soil, energetically and physically. Now I'm really excited about these because I think that one of the flavors that is so nice in a salad is that fresh onion flavor, that fresh cut onion flavor. But you may prefer the arugula. You may prefer things a little bit more plain, like we got the beets. Let's do the beets. Oh, actually, let's do the salad next. But I'm just working my way through, and I'm doing it in layers. You could actually do them all at once, and you could do them in a big bowl inside and come out and throw everything all at once. That's what I usually do. But I just wanted to show you each one as I did it so you'd know the different things I was using and why. So comment below and let everyone know what you are growing this year in your garden. So I'm sure it's going to be a little bit different for you this year. I think a lot of people are overplanting. Maybe not overplanting purposely to thin and eat those, but maybe now they will. But this idea that we overplant so that we can protect the soil, so that we can thin and then have the winners that we select go on to dominate those areas that were always covered, protects the soil life. And meanwhile, you're constantly having food after a certain point, right? Not immediately. These things take 7 to 24 days to give you food. The Thai basil. If you've not had Thai basil, it is one that is very fun and worthwhile. It's very unique. Of Corsican basil. And then the spinach and the chard. Oh, other side. All right. Last one. All right, Swiss chard seed. Swiss chard seed. That one's hard to say. Swiss chard seed. Say that 5 times fast and see how you do. All right, so we are gonna see some epic things in this space. So stay tuned. Hope you're overplanting. I hope that you're planting indoors, you're planting outdoors, you're planting everywhere you can. You're getting the seeds that you need. You're connecting to the people in your community. And if you need to know more about soil, about seed, about vegetables, about food preservation, check out my courses. I've got a ton of information out. If you go to my website, Your Best Garden is a free online course. I've got Permaculture Gardening, the online course. There's the Advanced Permaculture Student Online Community, which is a global community with over 70 teachers, over 700 students. There's something going on right now, and you want to be part of it. Get involved, get your hands in the soil, get regenerative, and I'll see you there. I'm Matt Powers. Grow abundantly, learn daily, and live regeneratively. And check out the permaculturestudent.com and subscribe below. I'll see you soon.